I guess you notice the videos slowed down a tad here. Well, basically the main reason for that is on Monday I had an appointment with the government bureaucratic institutions, and I had appointments and everything set up, and it was I basically it took half a day to get ready, and took half a day, spent a half a day down there in Nanaimo dealing with all this stuff, and basically got nowhere again. It was really frustrating, very frustrating, and I was really angry. It's just another way they've been screwing me over about different things in general. And anyway, it's a long story in itself, but that's what happened on Monday, and so it just wasted my whole day. They just wasted my whole day. Couldn't do any videoing because of that. And on top of that, it was one of the most beautiful, sunniest days we've had in a long time. And I'd been planning on going and doing another possible lake video or wilderness video or something out there that would have been nice in the sunshine. And the only sunshiny day we had was Monday. So that happened on Monday, and then it just threw everything off, and all these projects backed up. And I've been trying to get on top of everything, as you've noticed. And it's just throwing everything off. And on top of that, it just made me angry. And when you can't do anything like, smash a bunch of stuff, you just get beyond angry and into a bit of depression. And I don't mean depression. I just mean sad depression, because you can't do anything about your situation, right? Anyway, so I just threw everything off, and I'm trying to get back on track here and that and everything. And I found my edible plants book of Canada, though, which is a good thing. Finally, I misplaced it for a while. So anyway, that's what slowed me down in the last couple of days, and I'm gonna get back on track here real soon. I just don't want to keep doing puppy videos. It gets kind of boring after a while. We got to get out and do some stuff. But anyway, that's what's been going on. And but I did get out and do some more wild foraging, and I'm going to show you that coming up in a minute. But how about in the meantime, you enjoy some more puppies? Okay, ciao for now. So yeah, after I saw those fiddleheads out there the other day, and I didn't have my book with me or my anything to identify what's going on, um, it was really playing on my mind and bothering me a bit. So when I finally found my book here, my Edible Plants of Canada, I decided I had to go out there and double check and see if they're still out there and if anything's available out there. So I had to run out and do that. So this is what we found along the way. So I hope you enjoy it. Ciao for now. So I was here a few days back and I took a video of these and I was talking about them and I didn't have my book around. I couldn't find it. I had lost it for a bit. So anyway, those there are apparently edible. Now, so I've gone through the book here and we have ostrich fern there. But apparently that one doesn't grow in the northwest here at all. It grows in the States and other places of Canada, but not in the northwest over here. Then there's Christmas ferns and sword fern, wood ferns, polypodies, deer fern, lady fern. Now the lady fern and there's bracken here. Whoops, there's bracken here. Those were the two most popular ones to eat, the fiddleheads and apparently the rhizomes. The rhizomes, I believe, are the roots, and that's another thing I'll look into at one time or another. But there's quite a few different types of fern: rattlesnake fern, cinnamon fern. Yeah, there's quite a bit. So the ones we have here commonly eaten for the fiddleheads and a lot of other parts are the bracken, and the lady fern, and I know this isn't a lady fern here, not this one. This has to be bracken, just the way I know how these different ones grow and look eventually. So this has to be the bracken here. And maidenhair ferns, a lot of these different ferns, different parts, like some of them apparently taste like licorice a little bit, and they've been chewed and made into teas, and the roots and everything have all been used. But this is apparently the bracken right here that I've got right here. So I'm going to pluck these off. I can actually take them off right up to here, right up to there, and all of that's probably very edible. I'll take them home and check them out and see how much of it's going to be more or less edible, and I'll cook them up, and I'm going to go and see if I can find some more of these somewhere. See if this is the only patch I've come across so far, but we will check this out. So we'll come back to you in a bit. Ciao for now. So I've plucked most of those heads off, and finding and identifying this older leaf from last year, this shows that this is actually one of the sword ferns. It's one of the sword ferns. It could be a Christmas fern. It could, it's more likely just to be a sword fern from this area. So, and they were apparently eaten by First Nations as well. So, totally edible. So, I'm going to go check things out more and have a look around. Ciao. So, I had to jump across this goofy swamp here, cross over here to find these in here. These are more of a type of fiddlehead. This is possibly bracken. I can check later. Check all the identifying things, but it's all definitely edible. All edible. All this stuff is edible, and you just snap them off like that, and they're all perfectly edible. Just like this. Just like that. Snap them off. Now, one of the best things you can do is, like, there's a whole cluster here. There's like about 20 of them or more. The best thing to do is take about half of them and leave the other half to grow, so they repopulate and everything like that. So I'm going to count them up, and I'm going to take approximately half of them, or just under half, and put them with my other batch, and we'll go and identify these and get right back to you. Ciao for now. As you can see, these young fiddleheads here, these are totally edible here. These ones all here. And as you can see, as the plant unfurls, you can tell that that's a sword fern of some type. Christmas fern, sword fern. They're all related, I suppose, in that sense, the swords. But, so I know exactly what I'm picking when I pick anything that's exactly like these. And there are thousands of them everywhere, everywhere. Ciao. So I've sorted out all this rubbish here. Got rid of all the crap. Or the pile that goes into the bin. That goes into the bin. There we go. So now you can see as I went around foraging, I got a bunch more of the salmonberry flowers there. Just to add more color and stuff. But everything here is super nutritious, superfoods. Everything. And I grabbed some more of the succulent tops of the stinging nettle. Just the little tops. And they actually, like this, when they're not young and that, they don't really sting you much if you just grab the tops and bring them up. So there's some more dandelion leaf. I got some more chickweed here. You saw me pulling up the chickweed. Dandelion flowers here for color and looks and also nutrition. And I've even got the little tiny dandelion buds that haven't even opened yet. So some of those. And this is some narrow leaf plantain. I thought I'd throw that in, chop that up and throw that in as well. So I foraged all that. And then you noticed I grabbed this blackberry, end of the new blackberry coming up. And then I found another one down the road a little bit. So I plucked those because any blackberry, any thorn bushes like that, you can eat the new shoots and stuff coming off there. These ones you need to generally cook a little more, like you steam them down really well or saute them down really well so they soften up real good, because they'd probably be a little tougher if you just give them a light steam. But I grabbed those just to show you that these are the brand new blackberry bushes shooting out. And you can take these tops up. With this dish that I'm doing now, I'm going to actually chop these up really finely kind of thing and just throw them in there. Because most of the stuff here, I'm going to just give a really nice steaming to them and have that on the side. And then I'm going to do these fiddleheads separately. And then have them both as side-by-side dishes. So that's what I'm going to do there. Now these fiddleheads here, these ones here, technically they're edible in that, but they're not as succulent and wonderful as these ones over here. These ones are the ones that traditionally would be eaten all the time. They're a very, very nice succulent fiddlehead there. These ones here, I'm not sure if I'll eat any of them at all, but I would probably just take the tops and eat them. They're edible. It's just not... I'll probably chop them and throw them into the dish as well. But with these fiddleheads here, let's see what we can do here for you. Yeah, there we go. The fiddleheads there. Apparently what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take all this, all the leafy stuff off there. Get all the leafy stuff off there. You let it dry a bit, I guess. These are still fairly damp from being outside, plucking them, but you get all this leafy stuff off like that, and then they come out cleaner like this. They're a lot cleaner, and all that brown stuff is off there. So I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of these like that, get all this stuff off there, and then see what we can get. Keep doing a bunch of these. This one's pretty thick on there, so get that all off there. Yeah, so I'm going to go through and do a whole bunch of these, and then come back and show you what we've got. So basically, after you take the hairs off them as much as you can, you get a pile of that hair stuff there. Take them off, you clean them off, and that's what you got. And anyway, I've got a ton here. I'm not going to use all of this stuff here. I'm only going to use parts of each and every bit of it here today to make a meal. But most of these fiddleheads, I can freeze a whole bunch of them and freeze them for later once I've cleaned them up and figured them out. But I brought these long stems here to show you that as long as you get them snapping like that and they're very soft and succulent, you can take them right down and cook them all the way down along the whole thing here. Most people just take the heads and that's it, the succulent part of it. But all this here, this is all just soft and as succulent as the head itself. So I can chop a bunch of that up into the dinner as well. So I'm going to get all that ready and come back and show you what's going on here. Okay, ciao for now. So we got a number of these fiddleheads all cleaned off. I find just scraping them a bit with a knife there gets all this powdery kind of leafy stuff off. Gets all that. So we got a bunch of them set up here and cleaned up, and some stalks as well. We're going to slice up some stalks as well and put those in it, snap them up. Anyway, we're going to do that. We're going to get a few more ready and get on, and I'll show you what we're going to cook for dinner here tonight. Ciao for now. Okay, welcome to Kent's Kitchen and another episode of Cooking with Kent. So I've got trying to do this quickly so we can not lose all our good lighting. So what I've done is I've got all my fiddleheads over here, and I've got just a little bit of butter in the pan, and I've got the pan heating up. So I'm going to throw the fiddleheads in there first, and I've got heads and stems. And it's got some leftover residue. So we're gonna just heat those up real nice in a little bit of butter. Just a little bit of butter. They got a nice coating of butter there. So I give them a little heat there. And first what we're going to do, I guess I should move this. First what we're going to do then, get the lid ready. And we're going to give them a little bit of a steam here. Get them steamed up a little bit. So we'll soften them up, get them more tender. Get a good steam going and then boil off the water itself. I think I put about a tablespoon in there. There we go. So they've gotten pretty good steam already. Let's put that back. Pretty good steam already in the water. Cooking down a little bit more water here. There we go. I'm going to do another little steam here. Cooking down real nice. Oh, steam cook going on there. Putting off that water. I'll soften them up real good. Soften them up real good. There's barely any water left there. So we'll turn it down a tiny bit. Turn that down a tiny bit. We're going to add some butter. Let butter melted all in there. We want a nice buttery sauce kind of on top of all over them. Like that. And of course, salt, a little bit of salt and pepper. On this one, we're not going to do too much because we just want the flavor of the wild greens. Just a hint of garam masala. Just a hint of that. Okay, we're going to blend that up a bit, mix those flavors in. And I'm going to put just a little bit of garlic in this one, just because garlic is a food group. It'll taste good, but that's not a lot of garlic, just a little bit. So this is cooking down real nice. Sizzling away in the butter. should be nicely cooked. Should be nicely cooked. We're going to put a tad more pepper on there. Just a tad more pepper. Just because I like it. And we're going to add a little bit of this roasted sesame oil. Just a little drizzle on it. Just a tiny drizzle over the whole thing. Yeah, that's not much at all. Just a few large drops. And now I think we're going to have to turn it down a little bit more. That's very low now. So there we go. Whoops, darn it. That must have looked good. Okay, that's going to be nicely done here. Definitely going to be nicely done. So what we're going to do is we're going to plate that right now. Plate that right now. Then we're going to take all these other wild greens that we chopped up, all the different things I showed you there. We chopped them up and mixed them up. We're going to give that a really quick steam and a quick saute, and then that's going to go on as a side dish there. So we'll do that and get right back to you. Ciao for now. So there we go. We did those other greens in a quick steam, a quick saute, and then we added some butter and salt and pepper. Kept it really simple. And on top of that, we have a couple of hard-boiled duck eggs there. So we got some fiddleheads here, some steamed greens, and a couple of duck eggs there to chew on. So nice, good meal, eh? We'll show you what that's like in just a second. Ciao for now. So it kind of turns out my hard-boiled eggs are actually soft-boiled, and that's perfect with me because that's one of the ways I love them, soft-boiled egg. I like the runny yolk. So that's great, and I use that egg carton for little egg holders, egg cups. So I'll just put a little salt and pepper on there, some butter, and some roasted sesame oil, and those are going to be delicious. So I'm going to go and eat those. So ciao for now. Well, I hope the light there is good enough for you. Here we go. You know what eggs taste like. You've seen them before. But anyway, this is the fiddleheads here. Nice and hot. Interesting. Very interesting. Very delicious. I've had them before in a frozen in a package made by McCain's Foods. And you can buy them in frozen in some of your grocery stores out there. These are just wild foraged ones. I don't know. To me, they taste better. But they taste kind of very interesting flavor. It's hard to totally describe it. You have to eat them to try them. It's been a long time since I ate the frozen commercial ones, but I don't think they tasted as good as this. Very good. It's just like eating another vegetable of sorts. And very hard to describe the flavor. It's they got a nice crunch and a snap to them. Sort of like, in a way, sort of like warm celery or something, but crunchy. And the greens are very, very nice and delicate. And this stuff, I will have this many, many times, all of this. It's all really good. Yep, very healthy wild forage foods and a couple of duck eggs. And, you know, you got a whole meal of superfoods right here. Got everything going for you. And it's fantastic and delicious. And a lot of the times, it doesn't matter what you're cooking and eating. You just add the right ingredients. And it tastes amazing like this right now. Yeah, this is really good. Really good. I'm glad I went to the trouble to do this one. So I noticed the light's fading, so hope you can see me well. And welcome back to another episode of Kent's Kitchen and Cooking with Kent. Hope you enjoyed it. Not as much as me.